Hey everyone, it's your girl Anaphoria back on the Gist presented by Afro-Dey. Today is a very special episode because I have a special guest in the building with me right now. He is a rapper, music mogul, and all-around hustler. Welcome to the show, Joe O. Joe, how you feeling, bro?
Hey, what's poppin'? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Thanks for having me today.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show. Well, one, I don't know if I gave you the proper introduction, so can you let the people know who you are, what you do, where you from? Give us some more background.
You already know it's your boy Joe to the O, aka J Guns, aka Trapo Goon, um, aka Mr. GSD. I just dropped a couple of videos recently. Y'all could go check that out on YouTube. Just like that music video out right now, pop music video out right now. And also on all streaming platforms. I got a website dropping this week. It's called gsdglobal.org. When that joint is live, I need y'all to go on that, check me out, buy some merchandise, and I got some pop-up shops that are coming up, and they will be posted on my website on the event link or the event calendar on my website. And I'm gonna be in DC and ATL coming up before the end of the year. So y'all check me out and get with me.
Okay, I love that. So Joe, I just want to first start off with what is your connection to Afrobeats and African music in general?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Within your past 20 something years of life. I don't want to put your age out there, but you're 20 something years of life.
oh yeah, no, I'm 26. Shit. Yeah, well, in my years of living, uh, I schooled in Nigeria before, so that's where I actually got my taste, my real taste of Afro beats. And when I came back to the States, like after schooling and stuff like that, this was had to be like what 2012. It wasn't really like popping in the States like that. It wasn't popping in the States at all. Like obviously, if it wasn't an African party or an African function, there was no need for African music being playing there, you know.
Yeah.
But so I personally, when I was in Nigeria, acts like Davido, Wizkid, were just trying to get on. You know what I mean? And so I seen their start. So when I was coming back over here, it was just like that's the music I was listening to over there. So I literally kind of brought it out here to the States back in like 2012. Yeah, 2012, Wizkid, Davido was doing their thing, Olamide was doing their thing. So,
Yeah.
I would bring the songs back over, and I felt like that. A lot of my friends would tell you, like, yo, Joe's the first person, my non-African friends, even some of them African that are not too cultured, would tell you, like, I'm the first person that introduced them to Afro beats. So,
In the Franklin area or just in general?
in general, like all over. I have
Mm,
African friends all over New York City, some even
mm,
in New Jersey, some in Atlanta, some in everywhere that would tell you like,
mm,
yo, Joe put me onto Afro beats, like, cause it's like it
mm.
wasn't popping out here in the States like that in 2012, for real,
Yeah,
if we
for
being honest.
sure. For sure. No, I definitely agree with you. And thank you for giving me that background to, your connection with African music, Afro beats. But this perfectly segues into this tweet that I want to read off to you. It was off of Not Just Okay. And I thought it was very interesting. I'm gonna read it really slowly. It was by a guy named John Network or Network with a Q at the end.
Hmm.
So what he said is the biggest win this year is Afrobeats finally gained total acceptance worldwide thanks to Mr. Easy and Davido for the build up, thanks to Burna for the assist and Wizkid for the slam dunk.
Mm-mm.
CK is officially the super sub debut and he's already scored a hat trick. I don't know what that means, but
The hat
I
trick,
thought it
yeah.
was super interesting. Oh, hat trick. Thank you.
Mhm. Three
I
goals.
wasn't so what really like kind of shocked me was when I read thanks to Mr. Easy and DeVito for the build up. Because I feel like that's like a huge argument point. I feel like a lot of people would initially think like Mr. Easy built up Afro beats. Like you would think it's like
Mm-mm.
Wizkid and you would think it's DeVito because when I think about Afro beats, like I remember when Superstar dropped. Like I remember when that dropped and that was hot and people were talking about Wizkid. I remember I was like in middle school. I think I was in eighth
Yeah.
grade. Somebody's like, "Have you heard of Wizkid?" And I'm like, no. So Wizkid was popping, like when Pakurumo was popping, um, when that whole album dropped, and he was really I guess he was set in stone as a superstar or beginning his
Right.
superstardom. You would think that Wizkid did the build up. But then
Right.
I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking about Afro beats in America. So
Right.
what this man is talking about is Afro beats in America. And I was thinking really hard. I remember I think it was when Vine was lit. That's when I remember Mr. Easy, Jules, Quams and
Mhm.
Flavor, especially with that takeover record, were really popping back then. So I really started to think, you remember the Mr. Easy and Effia record? That was
Mhm.
really popping amongst American audiences. So, I mean, one, how do you feel about that tweet? Two, do you think Mr. Easy did help create the buildup with DeVito? Of course, DeVito with Fall and If, but how do you feel about Mr. Easy's contribution to Afrobeats in America in the beginning? Let me get your take.
I mean, you asked a very good question, and you kind of outlined the answer in a way through the question when you said when Afrobeats in America. Afrobeats in general is different. It is a huge difference from Afrobeats in America. I promise you. The regular
Yes,
Afrobeats listener will tell you will be like, what? Like, or the regular Afrobeats listener in America would tell you, well, what are you talking about when you say something like that? But you really got to understand, like, Afrobeats didn't originate in America, and they got to understand that it's only probably a good 30% of the mainstream music that they're really catching on to, and
yeah,
which is what we call the crossover. Now, the crossover Afro beats really originally started in London, in the UK,
yes,
where you know what I mean.
agreed.
Then it came over here, and when you think about the UK Afro beats, that is where Mr. Easy falls in. Like Mr.
Yes,
Easy is like the one of the pioneers when you want to talk about
Jules as
yeah,
well.
Jules, the producer and the artist. Yeah, people like that are people like, that took it to the next level, put a huge stamp on it. Cause his first joint, Skin Tight,
Yeah, Skin
that
Tight
joint,
with
that joint
Effia.
went crazy. Yeah, that joint went crazy. It went crazy. And it was a dope song. But yeah, to answer your question, I do think Mr. Easy had a big take in Afro beats, but I don't think he's the person to really give the flowers of bringing it over here.
Yeah,
Yes, he was a huge stepping stone, but if you want to talk about the people that brought it over here, literally, we have if you ask me my opinion on who I should give their flowers for that too,
yeah,
definitely the DJs. The
yeah,
DJs.
the
The
DJs for
DJs.
sure.
The DJs made that
People, I think
made it.
music lovers in general, I think a lot of times, and one of the things that this dude tweeted was that he would have to he would have songs on a hard drive or like a flash drive, and he would have to distribute it to DJs in the club. Like you couldn't get it off the internet. He figured out in his own system of like getting it onto his flash drive to get
Who was that?
distributed to DJs. His name is John Network Q. I really don't have any background on who
Is
he
he
is. I just saw
Nigerian?
his tweet.
Or he's just
Um, I'm not sure where he's from. I don't
okay.
have too much background on him. I just saw his tweet, and he was like he
Okay.
went in on a thread. I just thought his perspective was really dope in the fact that he did that. But he's definitely one of those people. The DJs definitely played a big part, but also African DJs and the ones that you would hear at the parties, and like it all stems from somewhere. You go to an African party, you hear Afro beat. Maybe it's a young DJ who's hearing one of the uncles play something that they got off of a CD in Nigeria.
Right,
Like,
right,
it's just
right.
so many ways that the music
Music
travels.
travels, yeah.
And I think it's so impressive that with so little resources and technology at times back then, it's crazy how it's just transferred over. The power of music, the power of word of mouth, the power of people who just love the culture in general. There's a lot of people who are just natural pioneers. That's what I really respect about Afro beats. Like now we have a chart, but now we have Afrobeat charts in the UK. And also I do agree with you, UK does deserve its flowers for just pushing the genre
Mm,
you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
they had everything popping before America really had clubs. Like it's been popping in the UK. Like I remember when I was younger, like all the African YouTubers, influencers, anything. Don't jealous me. All those people are from the
Mhm,
UK. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Like
Right,
all
right,
those
right,
people from the UK. So I definitely want to give them their flowers. Mr.
right,
Easy, I feel like Mr. Easy deserves his flowers. The DJs deserve their flowers. I don't want to overlook Qualms and Flavor because Takeover was a really big hit around 2014, 2015. That was a big
right,
deal. That
right.
was viral. There was a bunch of
2016.
dance videos. I also, you got to give your flowers to the dancers that like it now is cool to be an Afrobeats dancer, but back then when it wasn't that big of a deal, when people weren't doing it as much, like there wasn't a plethora of African dancers as there are now, like the people who really pioneered dancing to that style of the music, the people that wore the black leggings, the black t-shirts, and put the wrapper around their waist to dance. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They deserve their flowers too. So
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with you on that point.
Now,
But
I just
like,
wanted to add this too. Yeah, now I would say as far as artists goes, definitely Wizkid and Davido sparked it off
yeah,
when it comes to the artists as far as bring the music coming out here because they were the first they were kind of like some of the first artists to start touring out here back in
yeah,
2012 like 2011 2012 2010
yeah,
probably even I remember Whiskey did his first show in New York and stuff like that so it's like them and then the DJ the African DJs for real those ones I get you got to give a lot of credit to the African DJs that really helped
yeah,
because they were taking a chance with their set and you
yeah,
and that right there that's that gratitude of a chance that they took. A lot of people don't take that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
for
Especially in
sure.
their business and their art, they don't take that. People just be like, "Well, why don't I just play what's already popping or what people like?"
Yeah,
But when you take the initiative and be like, "No, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna let people know," that's a
yeah,
bold
it's a
act
bold
right there.
thing being. Yeah, I actually recently had like a meeting with a bunch of DJs. And I think that because as a lot of people know, I am a DJ just for the people listening in.
Hmm.
Um, you know, it's hard to take a chance. It's hard
Yeah.
because
Yep.
you as a DJ you get scared like, "Oh, what in the world is this person playing?" Like you don't want to get those looks of, "Oh, this person had a bad set." You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
think it
Right. Right.
goes to say just play what you want. They trust us with to give the vibe, to set the tone. Just play what you want. Because at one point somebody thought Wizkid was trash. At one point
Oh
somebody
yeah.
thought Drake was trash. But
Right.
look at these those two artists now. At one point somebody thought Meek Mill was trash. So if you have a song or an artist that you believe in and you're scared to play them, bro, that just kind of like sets the tone and proves that just play what you want to play. And
Mm.
a lot of the times people really might like it. Like I do boxing on the weekends and we play music and it's like Caribbean folk, right? And like white people, right?
Right.
So
Right.
I remember I was really scared to like I was gonna play Dexter Daps and like Shensia, great artists, great music, but they took me off the aux and they started playing Afro beats. Like serious
Oh.
Amapiano, they started playing Afro beats, Amapiano music, they started playing CK, they started playing Ya Babalu, Ya Babalu. I'm like, what? Like these dudes from Jamaica, Trini, Grenada playing this music. And I'm like Anna, why are you doubting yourself? Like Anaphoria, my bad,
Mhm,
y'all.
mhm,
Why are you
mhm.
doubting yourself? You should have played the Afrobeats music because it was bumping 10 times harder. I'm not gonna lie. So
Bruh,
that
when
just goes to show DJs play what you want to play. For real. Just play
yeah,
what you want to play.
yeah, DJs, thank you. Oh, I'm happy you said that. Yo, I am happy you said that. DJs play what it is you want to play and stop being um
Yeah.
trendy. Just play something new. We want
But to play devil's advocate, it does hurt when you get somebody like I remember I had a set at Shemansky one time. It hurts when somebody comes up to you and like, "Do you play hip hop?" "No, I don't play hip hop. Get out my face. I don't play hip
but
hop. Get out my
in,
face. It's an Afrobeats
in order
party."
to be great and successful, you're gonna face that in the beginning.
Yeah.
You could even go ask the DJs that are huge right now, the biggest Afrobeat DJs in America. You can go and approach them and ask them if they ever got that, and they'll tell you how many billions of times that people said that. But and that's what I learned to I grew to learn like
Yeah.
things like that, like that's just like somebody coming up to me and be like, "Oh, well." me playing my music for somebody and then being like, I don't really like it like that, or
Yeah.
somebody just hearing my music and be like, oh, you know what? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I respect that because it's like, dang, okay, I appreciate that. You gotta appreciate that people giving you their feedback. You feel me? That means they're listening.
Let's also not forget they thought Jesus was crazy. That's another
Yeah,
point. They thought Jesus Christ was crazy.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And Kanye too.
Kanye too. I mean,
Yeah.
Kanye is crazy. I'm sorry, Kanye, you
Oh
crazy.
God.
You
Oh
crazy
God.
Gemini. I love you. You're a genius. I'm putting out there. You crazy, bruh. You crazy.
I don't think he
But you're
crazy.
also a genius at the same time. So I get it. And I
Genius,
think
yes.
there's beauty in the madness. There's always beauty in the madness. Um, so let's
He's
talk
definitely
about
genius.
what do you feel like is the key to getting African music, to America faster? I
Mm.
know I
Yo, you asking
and
these
let me
fire questions.
yeah. So I have two questions for you, and with a little bit of background.
Right.
What is the key to getting Afro beats to the States faster? Because as you know, CK's song, yo, went viral. And you
Mm,
know how old this song is? We all know he dropped a project last summer. And
mm-hmm.
Love Nwantiti, we all knew about that song. Like we all knew
Right.
about that
Right.
song. But it's crazy, like you have these out, like I think it was, I don't know what type of DJs mixed it, but they mixed a song, they made a different version, and now people are playing that version and they're also playing CK's original version. And now CK's popping in the States. So it's like,
Yeah.
why does it have to be a year of waiting? How can we stop that process? How can we
Um,
get out quicker? Like what is it the American collaborations like with Justin Bieber? Like what's your thoughts on that?
if we're being honest with that, I don't think so CK how he dropped this song and then a year got popping. I honestly don't think that that's bad because normally for artists it takes a year for a song to get popping. If we're being
Yeah,
honest, you know what I'm saying? Fetty Wap pushed Trap Queen for almost 2 years before it got huge, huge, huge on the Billboard. You know what I mean? Um, there's a lot of people that drop songs like and it happens like that. But I think a way to help or which could kind of answer your question, where is for Afrobeat artists to start utilizing social media as their
yeah,
best friend in marketing because that one TT became a sensation on TikTok. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And everybody was liking it and doing dances to it, so it spread. But also another thing is too, we have to find better ways of promoting local artists within Nigeria because or local Afrobeat artists in general, because there's a
yeah.
lot of
How do we one, let's talk about
because
let's
that question that you asked, I kind of wanted to answer it for Nigeria and America in
yeah,
a
and
way.
I think America is also a very important point too. So let's get your opinions on that.
Okay, so if you're trying to, what we could do to help out, uh, no, Afrobeat. Well, majority of the Afrobeat artists that blow up and get big, to be honest, are from Nigeria, right? So, what we could do to them is continue to show them, like, look, like CK, you guys could still be breaking the market, like, you get what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So that's what we could do for the artists in Nigeria, is to show them the way that CK used, and which was social media. Like a lot of artists in Nigeria became relevant in America through social media, through their videos going viral, the songs going viral, and stuff like that. So, them continuing just being authentic in their creations, that's gonna keep on making them go viral through social media. But as far as the artists within America, I think that they need to find out how. First of all, you need an audience. They have to find the audience. They got to find their audience. Like, who's your audience? Who are you promoting to? Because let's be honest, you're not gonna be as poppin' as an Afrobeat artist as you will in Nigeria or in
Yeah,
Africa than you will be in America. Why? Because there's just simply not as much people, not as
yeah,
much Afrobeat lovers. Because the origin of Afrobeat lovers is from African people, and there's
yeah,
more mostly African people in Africa comparing to
yeah,
America. So
yeah.
therefore, Afrobeat artists in America need to start promoting to white people and make white people their audience. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
and figure out what they like so they could come out to their shows, so they could be selling out shows out here. So it's all about audience and who are you talking to.
I say travel back and forth. I
Yeah,
personally
no,
say
no, no, no.
travel
To
back and forth.
become relevant, yes, you could travel. No, no, no. That is really my answer. But if you the way you asked me the question was how can they get successful over here? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's how they can get successful over here. Nigerian artist, local artists in Nigeria, that's how they can get successful over there through social media marketing and stuff like that. But
yeah,
yes, that is also an option. American Afrobeat artists traveling back home consistently, probably twice a year, to promote themselves on networks and platforms out there, if that is what they want. And that's how they want their music to catch on. Me personally, I feel different about that. I feel like you can start right here and be any type of artist and blow up right here if you do the business right. But you got to understand business. If you don't understand business, you're not going to have an audience.
do you ever feel okay? I'm kind of just thinking on the fly. What if you're an American artist, right? And you're
Right.
backed up by like a Mavens. Like what if we did like what if they did that?
That's
Like
that's see now what you're doing, what you're saying right now is what I call being innovative and creative. Because when you're innovative and creative and you're trying something new, you get new results. When you keep on doing the same thing, you keep on getting the same results. So yeah, I think that's a good way. Maybe they should find a Nigerian American artist out
label.
here, that could give them
Yeah,
a little bit of a push and or to the
agree.
label or whatever or to the sound. You know what I mean? But
Because I
like,
think it's like getting popping in Nigeria, then getting popping in the States. It both goes hand in hand. Hence why I was like, maybe it's smart to travel. But man, these are questions that have endless answers, and we just kind of have
mhm,
to see it stand the test of time and see
yeah,
how
we're
it goes.
gonna
I
see.
think all this stuff, I think there's always been American artists, American Afrobeats artists or Afrobeats artists based in America, like let's say a IOJ, right? Um, you've always had that, but that's really the probably IOJ is the only example of a real
Yeah,
African artist in America really popping, right? Like he had a
yeah.
whole feature with Chris Brown, you know what I'm saying?
And
So
look at how he got big through social media.
yeah, through social media. But it's like also we kind of just have to watch. I honestly we just have to sit back and watch everything stand the test of time because it's like not only popping but also remaining relevant as well. You know what I'm saying? Like how can we maintain
Remaining,
the artist?
remaining relevant has all to do with management.
Yeah, management, marketing,
It
it's
has
all
all
that
to do with
stuff.
management. If you can't maintain your relevancy, then you need better management. That's just all.
Yeah,
That's
agreed.
all. It's very
I think it takes one song, but also we have to figure out a way how we can support the American living and based Afrobeats artists. And that's no shade to IOJ either, because he's still definitely maintaining and he's definitely put out projects since then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
He's
we definitely need more than IOJ though, because there's so many people who have been working for years who still need their recognition. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It's a fact.
that's
It's a
very
fact.
important. Yeah. So
Fact.
but moving on, I really want to touch on these real quick before the end of our time here, Joe. One, let's talk about Astroworld. How do
Oh
you feel about that whole thing? And I you can go first and I can go.
man, this is a touchy subject when you're talking about
Do you think
Astroworld.
it was a ritual? Do you think there's a conspiracy behind it?
Nah, I don't think there was a ritual. I think if people are gonna think it's a ritual from Astroworld, that they're just trolling because they should have thought it was a ritual way before Astroworld. If they actually thought that, you get what I'm saying? Because Travis Scott has the thing he did in Astroworld, he's been doing for a long time. I'm not gonna lie, like his whole Astroworld theme didn't just come out the day of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I think people are just trolling, trying to say that, but it is a tricky situation, and it is bigger than him. It's bigger than this
yeah.
situation is bigger than him. If we thinking about it, Michael Jackson had mad people that fainted at his show and stuff
Well,
like that.
nobody died at a Michael Jackson
Nobody
concert.
died, but like if some people are fainting at your show, like just from fainting or dying within a crowd full of people, it's very kind of hard to distinct which two is going on from being a performer. You know, it's kind of hard to say, is that person fainting or is that person dying? You know what I mean? Because
It's
I
the
know,
celebrities for me that are coming out saying, "Are you okay?" Like you saw Tiana Taylor and SZA stop their shows. Like, we got to make sure you good. We got to make sure you good.
no,
Like, that
that's not
celebrities
their
are trying to
job.
avoid lawsuits at all times. They're like,
That's
"Nah,
not their
I'm
job
not
though.
sure
To
about
make sure
that."
that that's not the artist's job to make sure that the fans are good though. That's
I know it's not necessarily the job, but at least have the compassion for people that come out and when they could do,
right. Compassion
when
is
they say you could have been anywhere else in the world. These people could have been anywhere else in the world, and they're here packed like sardines at your concert. The
let's
least you could do is throw me
even
some water instead of throwing water at me. Throw me a
mm,
bottle of water. Have
I
some
mean,
Nestle's in the front and distribute it throughout the audience so people can at least have fans, have proper air conditioning, have bigger
yeah,
stadiums.
see,
Control the capacity. Control the capacity.
I don't know.
It's so many ways it could have been avoided.
It's so many, yeah, it is so many ways that
Have
can be avoided.
seats.
But
Have
I'm
seats.
not, I'm gonna just say this, like, I don't think everything is Travis' fault. And I don't think he should be fully accountable of everything that happened. But yeah, he should definitely take account to certain things that happen and how to grow and how to make his shows better in the future, in case may be. But I think it's a 50-50 thing in this situation because one, I seen people break into the show. That is not his fault. That is not his fault. Like people were
He did tweet out. So apparently he did tweet out like let's raid. He was inside. He was like he incited that. Like he tweeted out a couple hours before the show like break in. He basically said break in. I don't have
uh,
the exact tweet, and I could pop it up. I could pop it up there during this broadcast. But
he
like
said
he
let's
definitely
rate,
said like
right?
break in.
He said break in the show.
Yes, he said break in like let's rage.
If Wizkid said the same exact thing, right? Would you, as a Wizkid fan, would you break in?
No,
All
no,
right,
because I enjoy my
that's
freedom.
so that means people took that the wrong way. That's what I feel. I don't think he wants people to break in and not pay. But I'm just saying what from what I have seen is what I feel and think. You feel me? Like I don't think like he was trying to get people to break in, you know,
But
and
Joe,
act.
to play devil's advocate, I understand your point, but you also have to consider that a lot of these people that broke in were I'm a 25-year-old grown woman. My brain is fully developed. You know what I'm saying? Like just because Travis Scott tells me to shave off my head doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. A lot of the people there were teenagers. And you know teenagers are very easily influenced. Anybody under the age of 18, you like there's a reason why, when you get in trouble as a kid, it gets a sponge later. Like you're not making the right choices. Of course, these kids are gonna be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I see them as little kids. They're like, "Oh, Travis Scott said to break in. Let's be mischievous and break in." You know what I'm saying? Like if
But
you're under
that
the 18, at the age of 18, and you're doing that, a lot of these kids are easily influenced. They could be doing it to try to be cool. They could be doing it for various reasons. I'm a grown woman at 25. If Wizkid tells me to break into a concert, I'm not breaking into no concert. I will call somebody I know to get me into that concert. You know what I'm saying? Like I these were kids. And I think that's one of the
I
most
don't think
heartbreaking
all of
things
them.
about it for me.
I don't think all of them was under 21. They're
And
breaking
not
in.
all of them were under 21, but a lot of the people who passed away and broke in, you have to consider that a lot. You have to also consider the fact that a lot of them may have been under the age of 21.
Nah, for the one for so God rest their souls for anybody who passed away through that tragedy. But nah, I didn't see the ages of everybody that was breaking in, and I don't know
So
how I and I don't know how you got those logistics. But if that is the case, then yeah, then he needs to be careful on what he tells his fans. But if it was like I'm looking at it and I'm seeing people of all ages break in, then like
of all, yeah,
it
yeah, you're right.
could just
You're
be
right.
it could
You're
just
right on that.
be it could just be then okay, people are acting crazy because that's not the first show that I've seen people actually break in. I've seen people break in tons of shows, and I'm not just Travis Scott show. A lot of these rock shows and different types of events and shows people break in when there's a chance to break in. So I'm just saying this. I'm not even saying this from a devil's advocate point. I'm just saying this from of what I know standpoint and what I could see. people broke in because Travis Scott is famous. You get what I'm saying? Which is a good thing until it starts to become a bad thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, certain things that was questionable, I could say probably like, when he was still singing and people were saying whether he saw people calling for help or not. Like, see, stuff
Yeah.
like that is questionable, but the whole break in, the whole let's rage, and that's just ways that people are trying to use against him to, I don't know. I can't really speak on those type of things, but
I
the thing that's
understand.
is that if he really did see or hear somebody saying that they're dying, and did he help or not at that moment? I think that's the biggest thing. I think everything else, it doesn't really matter. The main thing that's questionable, that we should be questioning, is that did he or did he not hear or see anybody crying for help that somebody was dying? I think that's the biggest thing we
I
need to.
I think that's the most confusing thing for me because there's videos where they're like, okay, let's like where I seen a video where he's like, okay, is that person okay? Let's get that person something,
Right,
right?
I've seen
And
that
then I
video
see
too.
also other videos where the crowd is shouting, stop the show. And he's literally like still standing and performing. So I'm really just on the edge for it. My whole take on that is that it's sad that as a parent, well, one, I would never send my kid to a Travis Scott show, period, like at all. Like, but also a lot of parents
Before
may
this
not know,
tragedy or after?
huh?
Are you saying that because of this, what happened, or after? Or are you just saying after you've seen this, you're obviously
No,
like,
before, no, before. I mean, me, if it was me personally, let's say I had a kid, I don't know, at the age of
no,
17 or 15, right?
before
My
this,
kid
I
was
ain't
in
gonna
7.
lie. I ain't gonna lie. Before this, I would let my kid go to a Travis Scott
I
show.
would
Look,
never let my kid to go. Listen to me. I knew a girl. Yo, I'm from Maryland, right? So Travis Scott came to the Fillmore back in 2014. She lost her wig. People lost their
yes.
phones. I'm not
I ain't
sending
gonna
my
lie.
kid.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm,
I ain't gonna lie. That was tight. That was kind of funny.
I know, but I'm not sending my kid to a Travis Scott concert. I just know. I know the vibes. I'm not. Listen, I would never send my kid to a Travis Scott concert. I would never let my kid under the age of anybody under the age of 15, 16 go to a concert. My first concert was, I think I was 16, 17, and it was a ASAP Rocky concert. And I honestly, no, it was fun. It was fun because nobody was like raging like crazy. But me knowing Travis Scott, me and all having a child, let's say if it was sometime, I would never let my kid go to the Travis Scott concert, even before the Astroworld stuff, because I know how Travis Scott is. Like, he rages too much. And I think moving forward, if hopefully Travis Scott can come back from this, because I know he has a lot of fans, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't like Travis Scott's music. I love Travis Scott's music, but me as a fan, I've always been afraid to go to a Travis Scott concert, and I shouldn't feel that way. Like, why can't I enjoy seeing Travis Scott live in peace? You know what I'm saying? Like, why
Right.
do I have to fear for losing my wig, right? I never feared my life, but I always feared like maybe if my phone will fall out,
Yeah,
right? Losing my
how
wig,
much
losing a
women are
shoe,
secret
losing
with.
3 earrings, you know what I'm saying? But like, I shouldn't have to feel unsafe, or I shouldn't have to feel scared to go to a Travis Scott concert. And I've always been scared to go to a Travis Scott concert, always. This
Yeah,
has been
women.
since he started being big. I've never wanted to go to a Travis Scott concert because I was scared, but I
Wow.
love his music. I'm a big fan.
I didn't know people felt like that. But me personally, before this, I mean, if you give me, I mean, I'm a Travis Scott fan, but I go to selective shows. Travis Scott show, it wouldn't be. Yeah, actually, I lied. I would go to the Travis Scott show, but it's just that Travis Scott don't be announcing his shows on time. Like, I feel like every time I see it, it just be impromptu. Like, I don't really like see enough to plan on it, so I can't really speak on it. But I wouldn't go to Scott show before this? Hell yeah! What, Travis Scott? Like, for me, in my mind, I'm thinking like, what? That guy's a great performer. He's a great performer, and
He
and
is a great performer.
we gotta understand that even the people that died, that passed, R.I.P. to them, they loved Travis Scott, like, in the way he performed. That's why they came to the show, because they wanted to rage. I don't think they thought they was gonna lose their life. People get trampled. I wonder how did these people get hurt? Is what I want to know. How these people
It
is the
was too many.
question.
I could see how people get hurt. Like, I've seen Travis Scott
How
concerts.
did they get hurt at
Honestly,
the concert? They all got trampled or something? Like
They
the
got
ones that
trampled. It was just really tight. It was, and it was a lot of people there. It was like a lot of people there. Like I remember, I think the press. If I'm wrong, whatever. I'll put a disclaimer. But I
I seen
think
people fighting in there. Somebody got
I think
injected.
the press, yeah, yeah. So apparently that came out that that was a rumor. So at first I heard the press conference. I listened to the press conference by the Houston Police Department, and they said that somebody did get injected. Then later it came out that they didn't get injected. So I think it's a situation where we're gonna have to see it play out, like maybe 2 months, maybe even a year from now. But the ninth person has now died. There was a kid in the hospital, that little black boy. I remember his parents came out and was talking about like how their child got hurt. He recently passed away, and it's just getting scarier and scarier, and his lawsuits are piling up and up and up. I'm sorry,
Who do
what
you
did you say?
who do you think should be held more accountable, Travis Scott or the event coordinators? Because the event coordinator
Um,
is
both.
responsible.
I
I
think
feel
they're equally as in
okay. Why for Travis Scott?
Travis Scott, because I feel like he doesn't create a safe environment for his fans. I don't think it's right to make people rage, and like, and I know a lot of artists do it, and honestly, it's not just Travis Scott. Like, I'm holding every artist
I'm
that
about
does
to
that
say,
accountable. Like, I,
Mike
I
in
understand
that.
that rock concerts are like that, but like, no, no, like I'm not with it. Like, I'm not with it at all. Like, I can't do it. I'm
I'm
sorry.
guilty of raging then, because I'll be raging at my little pop up
I
shops. You know,
cannot rage, bro. I can't rage. I get it. I mean, different strokes for different folks, but I'm not raging. I am not raging. I'm not a rager. I don't even like crowds. Really make me nervous. I actually went to Rolling Loud. I was working Rolling Loud, and Travis Scott performed, but I left because it was raining, and I also was scared because the rages were gonna come out. But I didn't hear anything bad from Rolling Loud. He literally just performed at Rolling Loud, and then the Astroworld thing happened. So it's just crazy that it panned out like that. But I think it happened for a reason. I think we really need to reevaluate the safety of fans when they're going to these concerts. And I don't know. We need
take
to
a lot.
start putting people's safety in consideration. And yes, also the event coordinators need to be they need to be held responsible as well. So I think it
Mm-hmm.
was Live Nation, I believe.
And
They need to be held responsible because one, that many people shouldn't have been at Astroworld in the first place. And I also think that it's crazy that anybody under the age of 18 was even allowed at a concert like that. I know it was supposed to be like a fair, but no, I would never, ever let my 10-year-old, my 9-year-old, my 12, I would never let them at a concert like that. So it's just a lot of factors. It's just a lot of factors put in hand. Like a parent shouldn't have to feel like they can't send their kid to a concert and then come back safe. But then again, as a parent, like, why are you sending a kid that little to a concert like that? Travis
right,
Scott isn't hip hop Harry. You're not gonna hear go, 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 and you're gonna hear rage. Like, who hasn't seen that meme of Travis Scott with the burning microphone in his hand and him putting it up? Like, you seen that meme? You know what I'm talking about?
right. Nah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think also um, adding on to your point, I really believe that people also need to take accountable of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that joint wasn't all Travis Scott fault. Like I said again, like so I seen this one person fan in the crowd. They had a baby on their neck, like not a baby, but literally like 4 years old.
They had the kid on their neck. I think that was one of the kids
That's
who
not
the boy who
Travis
was in the
Scott's fault.
coma.
That is not Travis Scott's fault. Like that's just being an irresponsible guardian. You get what I'm saying? Some people are just irresponsible. Like and being irresponsible goes at any age. Like you see people 28 acting silly, acting ridiculous, starting the rage, starting mosh pits. Like I'm talking about safety hazards and all that kind of crap like that. Like when you know it's starting getting too rowdy, cool out, chill out. But
But you can't sit here and say that Travis Scott don't tell people to rage. Like, he's told people to rage
no,
multiple
but I like rage doesn't necessarily mean kill people. Like you get
not
what I'm
kill
saying?
people, but people were trampling.
You get what I'm saying? Like don't drag. I don't want anybody to ever drag that rage means kill people or hurt yourself. Rage just means turn up,
Or
literally
inject
turn
people.
up, huh?
or inject people. But honestly, we live in a society of no
Rage
chill. I'm not gonna lie. It's
does
also the
not
days
mean
that we're living in. It's the world that we're living in. People have no chill anymore.
yeah, they don't chill.
There's no
Because
morale.
let me tell you something. When Michael Jackson used to perform, all of those 30 billion girls that used to faint, they were all raging.
They
Let's be
weren't
honest.
raging. They were
They
just being
were. They
I
were. They
think
were
they used to
dancing.
faint
They were
because I
dancing.
think they used to faint because they were being dramatic. Honestly, I think
No,
they
no,
were
no.
being
They used to faint because they were being dramatic, yes. But they also used to faint because they were raging and off drugs. Let's be honest. They were dancing. They were off Molly and all this other stuff. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like this is really what's going on. It is not
facts.
just huh?
You have a point. You have a
It's
point.
not just Travis Scott show. Like I'm telling you the truth that this is what people been doing in America. Rolling Loud. Are you talking about Woodstock when DMX performed? Thank God
Rolling
no.
Loud is not that crazy though. I'm not gonna lie. I've been to Rolling Loud personally. It was not that crazy unless
No,
you're in the front.
I'm
I
just
would never
saying
be in the
rolling loud
front.
from the aspect of no, not that it's that crazy, is that people go there, do drugs, and it's too many people like to look after. So it comes with self-responsibility. Like you gotta be, you know what I mean, self-responsible. If you're gonna go somewhere and do something and then, do some drugs and then have you like a skeleton and then people start dancing and then they start raging. And if you're not a rager, you gotta go to the point of you got to go to the part of the concert where they're not raging. They're not raging throughout the whole concert. Obviously, in the front, they raging more.
Astroworld, they were though. At Astroworld, they were definitely raging throughout the whole concert.
That's this I ain't gonna lie. I got to go do my research again because this joint sound like hell.
It was. That's
like
yo.
hell.
It's not funny. Oh, we gotta stop laughing. But
Yeah.
no, it was considered a concert in hell. You see that boy in the shade room? He said, "I felt like I was in a concert in hell." Like he said it like that, like straight up.
What's that? And the people are just I don't know, man. Things on social media always believe a little bit of what you see
So
and a little
50,000
bit of
people
what
are
you
lying.
can.
50,000 people
No,
are lying, Joe.
no. I'm not saying that they're lying. I'm not saying that they're lying. Is that I'm saying there's a lot of people wait for stuff like this to happen to come out to start talking trash. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
people
you
wait
have a point.
until you get what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna say it again. This whole Astroworld theme and his raging that he's doing didn't start today. So the fact of people only want to come out and say this because people died is like, okay, but what if people you don't think people could have died at the other ones? Like, but you seen it and you were still listening to Travis Scott and you were still buying his ones and his shoes and stuff like that. But you didn't think that people could die
Listen to
then?
me, the value of them ones is down. So whoever's selling them, let me cop real quick because
Oh
them
yeah,
songs
yeah, yeah, yeah,
fire.
yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah.
Nah,
I just think this whole situation is beyond him. Like it's bigger than him. And yeah, he has some questions there to answer to. I don't know.
I
But
just
I,
want to say
I don't think he
we
should
have to
be
see it
canceled
pan
though.
out.
I don't think
Yeah.
nobody should be canceled. I don't even think Travis Scott should be canceled. I don't think
Um,
anybody should be canceled. Like I
I
don't
don't
that
know. I don't know about cancel, but he needs to put out another apology because that apology video looked terrible. The whole rubbing his
yeah,
head, like he looked like he was, when a baby's crying and they stop crying for a second and they peek up to see if anybody feels bad for them. Like that's what that joint looked like to me. It looked
oh Lord.
crazy.
Oh
But
Lord. Man, that apology looked a little bit sketchy.
it did look very sketchy. Very sketchy.
Yeah, I didn't know it looked
But
sketchy until I seen it, and then
yo, that
everybody.
joint was
When I
bad.
seen
It
it
was bad.
myself first, I was like, "Oh yeah." He apologized. He apologized. But as the stories
Yeah.
kept on like unrevealing that apology, I kept on looking at it, and I was like, "Nah,
It
this is
looked
not good enough. This is not
bad.
good enough. All right, this is terrible now." So yeah,
Nah.
issue another, probably written response because
Yeah.
people sometimes do
Facts.
things in the heat of the moment out of emotions. Like you never know, he could have recorded that apology 30 times and posted the wrong one. You never know. He
I
probably
doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think I personally I doubt it. Um, but yo, I feel like
oh
I mean,
Lord,
my conclusion is rest in peace to all the people who
rest
passed
in
away.
peace, yeah.
It
All the
was
fans.
definitely undeserved. It was definitely
Yeah,
I can't believe people passed away.
me neither.
And I think we're just gonna have to, see how this pans out. But Joe, yo, like thank you so much for coming on the show. It was great
Yeah,
to
thanks
get
for having
your
me.
opinions and just seeing your insight. And I feel like you had a lot of good advice, but can you let the people know where they can follow you, where they can find you, how they can support you? Let us know.
For sure. My Instagram is at JOEOGUN, and on Twitter is at REAL
It's what's popping.
JOE REALJOEO. That's at Real Joe O. My website about to drop in probably 2 days. So after y'all listen to this, go check out my website, www.gsdglobal.org.
Yes.
That's GSD Global GLOBAL.org. Yeah. And you already know where you can find me, man. So holla at me. It's your boy Joe O.
Yes.
Shouts out DJ N04 for having me.
Yes. And this is Anaphoria. You've been listening to the Gist on Afro-Dey show. And this is episode 2, y'all. We're gonna keep going with this stuff. Let us know how you feel. Let us know your comments. But in the meantime, we out. Bye.
Peace.